Hello, hello. What's up? It is Dingo, and we are looking at. We're gonna do a little review play of The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. It's a really cool strategy, JRPG, light strategy. That I'm pretty deep into it now. I haven't beaten it yet, but I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on what the game has to offer. Obviously, the story could still change. Well, it obviously will change, but it's been pretty solid so far, and I really enjoy the overall package that it has. Like, for starters, I really am a fan of the graphics. I love sprite-based stuff, and while the environments are fairly simple 3D, the characters have really nice sprites, and the main characters are Estelle and Josh, the two siblings here. Josh is adopted, like many JRPGs. They found him, he just showed up on the side of the road, and they took him in. And your father, he basically he goes missing, and you're part of a guild called the Bracer Guild, which is essentially like law enforcement, kind of like city watch, but a little more. And here's some of the special attacks in the combat system as well. It's kind of like a limit break. It's called an S break. You can use it when you fill up your meter, your combat points. I'm assuming that's what it stands for. And they both have pretty cool ones. And you can fast forward stuff, so that's always an option. But yeah, Estelle and Josh, and then she's an NPC. You do have full-fledged characters join your party occasionally, though none stay permanently outside of Estelle and Josh. But with the fully fledged characters, you can equip them with weapons and armor, equip new magical orbments, they call them. And, they are full-fledged characters, whereas in this instance, and in some other cases as well, they'll just have an NPC join you, and they'll do little stuff during the battle, like they might heal you or randomly have another ability, but they're not, you can't control them, and you can't equip them with anything. Yeah, that you got a little bit of look of the combat there, but I would have liked to have gone a little more into the details. I just got through a fairly lengthy story sequence where we were just here at this orphanage. We're basically bracers in training, so we're not senior members yet. So that's essentially what the primary plot involves right now, aside from we're trying to find our dad, because he went off on a secret mission, essentially. We thought he was missing because there was an airliner that got stolen, and he was supposed to be on the airliner, but then they found out that he departed the airliner before it got hijacked. So we'll here, looking at combat. See, there is a grid system, so you can move. The main things that involve movement is, in the rare instance that an enemy is outside of your range. And also there's actually quite a few enemies that have death attacks, like they'll explode upon death and stuff like that. So you do want to put some distance between you and the enemies. In those cases, you can kill them with magic, for example, or kill them with her. She has a spear, so she can reach them from further away. And there's also a character that has a whip, which is even further away. So yeah, there is some tactical elements to the movement, perhaps more than I give it credit for, but it still feels fairly straightforward. It still feels like a classic turn-based RPG with just a little layer of strategy, of tactics. But yeah, you can attack, you get magic. I didn't use any magic, but you have, spells. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy VII system, where you equip, your spells are dictated by what ornaments you have equipped, which are kind of similar to Materia, but it's Chrono Trigger style. I was just being careless and I ran right into this enemy. But yeah, you can. They're on the field of play, and you can avoid them, which I think is great. That's actually one of the things that kind of. I went from playing Chrono Trigger to Final Fantasy VI, and man, the random encounters were pretty intense after going through like Chrono Trigger's really elegant battle system. But I like that this has something similar. And yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I actually played it following Chrono Trigger essentially, because I was looking for a good RPG to get into. And I tried a couple that didn't stick, and then I found this on sale, and I'm really into it. Great sprite work, engaging combat system, pretty solid story too. I'm sure it'll only get better than the last chapters. I'm right about a little over halfway right now, maybe 60%. We'll use some magic really quick. Flare arrow. Yeah, let's see how that looks. We'll do lightning. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, there are some spells like you can aim and stuff too. Well, yeah. I mean, they're not just simple like attack the enemy. Oh, so he's resistant to fire, I guess. Whoa, that was cool. And it's pretty nice when that gauge fills up, the CP gauge. You basically like it has a turn-based system where the enemies. There's no active time meter, but the enemies definitely have turns, and there is like your speed stat. It comes into play, but when you have the limit break meter full, you can basically just jump in line and do it as an S break, and it's really useful.
All right, we're good to go.
There's no voice dialogue in the game as far as like the story sequences go. It's all written, but they do have battle voices actually, so they'll like yell out their attacks and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. We'll just get back to the city, so you can just see one of the larger towns, and yeah, and so yeah, they'll just story sequences will just kick in. We're one of the little orphans from the orphanage we were just at ran off, so we're trying to find him currently. So this is a pretty big city I got to. This is the third major city I've been to so far. That's kind of in the structure of the game, is like you travel, you need to get your bracer's license in each city you go to. So you end up staying in each city for a while and doing missions out of that city and helping, basically, earning that recommendation from that city. So yeah, we're on the third city. It's over water, which is pretty cool. And like, the towns, yeah, they don't look amazing, but they're pretty expansive. Like you can go in and out a lot of doors and such. Oh yeah, that was the little kid we're looking for. He ran over there. Oh, he made it. But yeah, Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Really fun battle system. Entertaining characters. Really, the dialogue is quite engaging. They have a lot of personality. Like, they play the girl a little bit too much of like ditzy, but they're still pretty endearing characters. And it's definitely like their story, it follows them closely. And yeah, I look forward to finishing it. And I can't recommend it enough. Take care, Dingo, Analog Process Facility. We're out. YouTube stuff.